Tonight's NBA slate is sneaky loaded, and we've got a matchup that's giving us reverse line moves, lopsided money, and the kind of weird betting splits that usually mean only one thing: somebody's cooking. Let's break it down. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Split Labs, where the data does the talking so you don't have to sit on your phone like a zombie refreshing odds all day. We're a couple days out from Thanksgiving, so whether you're traveling, cooking, pretending to work, or already mentally checked out like me, thanks for hanging out. Honestly, this whole week feels like the NBA version of Friendsgiving. Random matchups, vibes everywhere, and absolutely zero defense. Perfect timing. Today, we're diving into an Eastern Conference showdown: Orlando Magic versus Philadelphia 76ers. So the Magic continue their rise from fun young team to that annoying playoff team nobody wants to see in a 7-game series. Paolo Banchero is officially him, averaging in the mid-20s, looking more and more like a yearly All-NBA guy. Franz Wagner is the glue. Jalen Suggs is playing the best two-way basketball of his career. And that bench? Still one of the most underrated in the league. Defensively, they've been elite. Basically a top 5 defensive efficiency team every other night. The half-court offense is still a work in progress, but it's improving. They come into tonight 10-8. Solid, not spectacular, especially on the road. Philly, on the other hand, is finally drama-free. No Harden saga, no mid-season chaos, just basketball. Embiid is still Embiid, a walking 30-12 every night. Maxey has leveled up again and is honestly playing at an all-NBA caliber level. Their 9-7 record is a little misleading. The schedule and injury luck have been brutal. But in their own building, the Sixers are still one of the toughest teams in the league to knock off. Now let's get into the Split Labs data. This is one of the most extreme split profiles of the entire week. 67% of bets on the Magic is already strong, but 98% of the money is borderline insane. That tells us the public likes Magic minus 1.5. And the sharps are absolutely hammering it. When the money is that lopsided, 98-2, that usually means big bettors have a very clear opinion. And what makes it even weirder is that Philly is 9-7, they're at home, and historically they're extremely tough in this building. But the market just isn't respecting them at all. It's a massive red flag if you're trying to back the Sixers. Everything here points toward Orlando being the sharper side. And then for the money line. This is somehow even more extreme than the spread. Basically every dollar is coming in on the Magic, 99% of the money, which is crazy for a competitive Eastern Conference matchup. When bets and money align like this on a short road favorite, the market is pretty much saying, we don't care that Orlando's on the road, they're the better team tonight. If Philly were the right side, you'd see resistance in the money column. But this is a complete landslide. And lastly, the total. This is your classic, everyone is terrified to take the over spot. Only 25% of bets on the over and just 6% of the money tells you nobody believes this becomes a shootout. And honestly, the data supports that. Orlando's defense is elite. Philly's pace slows way down at home. And 227.5 is a big number for two teams built around physicality and half-court offense. With 94% of the money on the under, this is the market screaming, under or nothing. So with all that being said, let's talk best bets for this matchup. We've got a home dog in a near pick'em game, and short home dogs in the NBA, especially good teams, are one of the most profitable contrarian spots every season. If 98 to 99% of money was truly sharp, this line would have ballooned. It hasn't. Massive money. Tiny line move. When you see 98% and 99%, that's almost never sharp consensus. That's public steam chasing an easy narrative, which means we are riding with 76ers money line and Sixers plus 1.5. All right, time out. Let me put you on game real quick. Split Labs just launched NFL Playbook. And if you're betting props this season, this is your cheat code. It takes everything you're seeing right now, the public splits, the sharp money, and dials it up to 100. You can search any player, filter by position or market, and instantly see how they've stacked up against their opponent. Passing yards, rush attempts, touchdowns, you name it, and even factors in weather and field conditions, so you're not betting blind on a windy 20-mile-per-hour Monday night game. It's literally your full game plan in one place. Every matchup, every edge, all in seconds. Hit the link in the description, use code YouTube for 50% off your first month, and stop guessing, start betting smart this NFL season. All right, let's get back to the breakdown and cash these plays. All right, now that we've broken down the sides and totals, let's flip over to the Split Labs Playbook, because you know we always check the props market before locking anything in. And starting it off today, we've got one of the most interesting edges on the board, Franz Wagner, rebounds. Let's take a look. So the line is sitting at 6.5 rebounds, with the over at minus 106 and the under at minus 125. At first glance, the book is shading toward the under, but the playbook model has a different story. Model projection, 6.9 rebounds. That's a plus 0.4 edge versus the prop line. Not massive, but definitely notable, especially because the model calls this a slight over, 5% confidence. But the matchup is actually what makes this interesting. For primary defenders, none of these guys are active box-out machines. This is one of the softer defensive rebounding matchups Franz is going to see. Playbook even gives the overall matchup a C, 74, which for rebounding props is actually playable considering the context. And here's the sneaky part. The rebounding environment is tagged as friendly, meaning opportunities should be slightly up versus Orlando's season norms. The pace is projected slow, but slow pace often helps forwards with rebounding consistency because there are more half-court possessions, more contested misses, and fewer scramble transition boards. Opponent allows 7.4 rebounds to this archetype, which is a full rebound over the line. Everything here points toward Franz being able to hang around 7. So straight from our playbook, we're rolling with Franz Wagner, over 6.5 rebounds, 106. Soft rebound environment? Rebounding environment equals friendly. Same slow pace favors defensive boards and half-court crashes. This isn't a slam dunk max edge, but it's exactly the kind of playable over that your playbook tool is built to identify. And that's going to wrap it up for today's NBA Best Bets and our first look inside the Split Labs Playbook for props. We just broke down the game, rode with the Sixers as our contrarian spot, and even pulled a sneaky little edge on Franz Wagner's rebounds. The kind of stuff you only catch when you dive into the data. If you liked this breakdown, do me a favor. Hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. It all helps the channel grow, and trust me, we've got a crazy stretch of games coming up, especially with the holidays around the corner. I'll be dropping more plays, more props, and more playbook breakdowns every single day, so make sure you've got notifications on. And if you want access to all of this data, hit splitlabs.net. We've got an insane Cyber Month deals floating all around the site. Tap in. Enjoy the games, cash your tickets, eat something good this week, and I'll see you in the next one.